What's good, sports gamers? Are you in need of a future quarterback, running back, wideout, or tight end without giving up major assets? Or just in general want to know the players who overalls don't quite display their value in leagues? We got you covered. In this video, I'm going to go over the top 5 offensive players from each position you can grab for your franchise in Madden 22. And if you like the content we provide, make sure to subscribe to Sports Gamers Online if you haven't, so we can continue to grow this thing together. Alright, let's get it. Let's start with the quarterbacks, and coming in at number 5 is Easton Stick. The 24-year-old Stick is a favorite of mine since he debuted in Madden if you want a low-rated, fast quarterback to develop. His 85 speed, 88 excel, 91 agility, and 87 change of direction gives you plenty of juice to destroy defenses with your legs and help produce with rollouts and such to get you through the struggle times you will probably go through with somebody of his build. As throwing the ball, I'm not going to front. He's one of the worst in the game, but outside of a Jalen Hurts or Trey Lance, he's probably the best runner of the sub-80 quarterbacks in Madden 22. You will just need to seriously focus on his accuracy for him to be something worthwhile overall. At 4, we got KELLEN MOND. The rookie 3rd round pick gives you an above average ability with his feet with that 85 speed, 87 excel, 86 agility, and 79 change of direction. So he should benefit from a healthy diet of scrambles and designed runs, where it's 73 juke, 72 spin, which are not great, but for a quarterback might catch a defender slipping every once in a while if they creep up on you faster than you think. Throwing wise, he has about average power, but his accuracy predictably is going to hurt him bad starting out, as he's only a threat throwing short, so a quick game type offense might suit him better in the beginning to get the most out of him. In regs, you might find it a bit harder to pry him from Vikings owners considering his overall, as most will probably give him a try starting out. At 3, we got Mullet Man Gardner Minshew. The now Eagles' arm power leaves a lot to be desired with it coming in at an 85, but has decent all-around throwing numbers starting out to give you a still nice passing offense if you need to play him. And he surprisingly is a tank in the pocket and 83 break sack ratings. You shouldn't have much trouble getting him from any Eagles owner in regs. Coming in at number 2 on the list is Denver Broncos quarterback Drew Lock. Lock may have lost his job in Denver, but in Madden, I guess in real life too, the 24-year-old is still a solid, low-rated quarterback to build up in your franchise. Being a normal hurts him a bit, but at the moment, 70 rated Lock is what I would call an average thrower of the football, meaning all his baseline stats aren't great, but they aren't bad. Where along with decent speed, he has a nice baseline to build upon, especially if you could get it for cheap. And coming in at number 1 on our top 5 quarterbacks to grab in Madden 22 is Jordan Love. If the Packers aren't going to let him ball this year, it's up to you. The 22-year-old is the perfect guy to grab to start your franchise with and build up. Despite beginning the year at a 68 overall, he has a star development trait. And as a 22-year-old, some of the best throwing stats for quarterbacks that age in the game. So you got to go out and try and target this man to set your franchise up with a good, cheap quarterback, and you won't regret it. Next, let's go over some running backs you should look to add in your franchise. At 5, we got CHUBA HUBBARD. Being on the same team as Christian McCaffrey and regulars is a nice boost for those trying to get him. But even without that, the 4th round pick Hubbard is a nice shaky type of back to develop on your squad. 90 speed, 91 excel, 88 agility, 85 change of direction screams run to the outside to build him up. And this 85 carry and 74 break tackle, well, he also confirms that. He doesn't have any standout moves to start with, but his archetype and the not so bad 83 juke are decent enough to build on. At 4, we got ZACK Moss. Now, Moss got on my radar last year whenever I would play Singletary in fantasy. He would steal his touches, but Buddy is nice in Madden too. He's not running away from anybody, let's get that out the way, but that's okay because you get him to beat the defense up, and that's it. Check it out, 77 strength, 93 carry, 83 break tackle, 84 truck it, 80 stiff arm, and he possesses a star development trait for some reason. Moss is one of the premier young powerbacks in the game. Don't sleep. At 3, we got Jets rookie Michael Carter. Now, Carter lacks speed just like Moss, but he makes up for it in his shiftiness, change of direction in the open field, with his 89 agility and 91 change of direction, and variety of open field moves at his disposal. He can juke somebody, spin off them, truck them, or throw a hand in their face. The 22-year-old Carter is a nice, cheap, balanced back to grab for your team. At 2, we got Niners rookie TREY. The rookie is going to be a load to bring down. Don't let his speed confuse you, as he has excellent acceleration to get by you quick and change your direction ability. What stood out the most was his 95 carrying, which you can't be mad at. He's great at everything but the spin and can go either way in his archetype as a result. The 49ers are pretty deep at running back, so he may get lost in the shuffle or flat out cut or sit on their practice squad, so stay on the lookout. And coming in at number 1 on the top 5 running backs you should grab for your Madden 22 franchise is Javonte Williams. The rookie Williams out of the package is ready to go. At 21, you get a year up on the pack to develop him. The lack of diversity in his moves he's able to do is replaced by just being extra good at one thing, putting defenders in the dirt. With that 88 trucking and 80 strength, Broncos owners might find him to be an attractive option to start in a year or two, so I would get on him quick. Next up, let's go over these wide receivers. At number 5, we got Scotty Miller and Andy Isabella. Now I'm going to group these two players together because they're basically the same person. Same height, same age, and they're two of the fastest speedsters you can acquire without paying Henry Ruggs prices. Scotty Miller is slightly better at receiver-esque things right off the bat, but both give you players who shouldn't cost a lot, especially in the case of Miller with the loaded Bucs receiver squad, who are both about average route runners to start your franchise with the obvious major perk being their speed. At 4 is former Texas Longhorn Devin Duvernay. The 5'11 wideout with the surprise star development gives you a nice blend of a receiver who can outrun people and do something with the ball in his hands. I mean, he played a lot of return man his rookie year and it shows in his ratings. His biggest weakness is he's not the best route runner to start, so a lot of his damage will be using his speed to run by defenders and or into soft spots and zones. And with Brown, Boykin, and Bateman on the team, the Ravens are loaded with young upside guys that you might can get Duvernay for the low. At 3, we got Michael Pittman Jr. Pittman also comes into Madden 22 with a star development, and he's going to be more of a big body receiver than straight out running guys with that 87 speed. But he's ready to do all the big boy things right out the gate, as he's able to get off the bump at an above average level to go along with his 86 catching, 82 catching traffic, and 86 spec catch. Also being above average route runner and blocker to boot. The 23-year-old is the perfect fit to catch the tough passes and throw great blocks in the run game for your squad. At 2, we got Jets rookie Elijah Moore. The 21-year-old is going to be a wideout who has speed to beat you deep and zigzag through traffic with his excellent 92 agility and 93 change of direction. He's also an above average route runner, especially when you consider his age, with good catch and catching traffic numbers as well. His biggest weakness is he'll struggle against a bumper run, but is well-rounded enough in every other area to be an excellent young receiver to build up and potentially grab from a Jets owner who are loaded with under 30 wideouts. And coming in at number 1 on the top 5 receivers you should grab in your franchise is Laviska Shenault. Now, Shenault Jr. is my favorite under 80s wideout to build up in Madden 22. As he literally could do it all. He has the ratings of a running back when you look at it: 85 juke, 83 spin, 76 truck, 75 stiff arm, while being a way above average route runner and receiver for his age. The only thing holding him back is he's not super fast, but the star development receiver is a game-breaking type of guy in mostly every part of the field if he's properly developed. And that's not saying he won't get busy right away either. Get Shenault Jr. now if you can. And lastly, let's talk about the top tight ends you should grab in your Madden 22 franchise. At 5, we got Cole Kmet. The 22-year-old gives you a tight end who, in terms of all the tight ends on the slower side, is a great threat after the catch and has great starting off catching numbers to build him into a bootleg Jason Witten down the road. At 4, we got New Orleans Saint Adam Trautman. Considering he's the highest rated tight end on the Saints, the odds of getting him in regs may be lower than fantasy drafts, but not by too much. What I like about Trautman is he has great receiving numbers for his age and is an excellent blocker in the run game. He reminds me of my Hall of Fame sleeper tight end for a few years, Max Williams. At 3, we got Dawson Knox. The Bills have a high-powered offense in real life and in Madden, but you would think Knox is a beast in real life also looking at his numbers. The breakaway speed can hold you over until you develop his catching traffic numbers, but he's also a great blocker and nice route runner to start with, making him instantly playable and a must-grab in fantasy leagues, as I don't see Bills owners being in too much of a hurry to throw away that 87 speeds tight end. Coming in at number 2 is Brevin Jordan. Now the 5th round pick out of Miami intrigues me. 85 speed and 88 excel with 84 agility and 77 change of direction is nothing to sneeze at for a tight end, while also carrying a 74 break tackle rating. His weakness, which makes sense considering his overall, is he can't catch, but he's good in the hard to teach categories to be a perfect project for your team, especially considering he's only 21 years old. With some development to the actual catching part of the game, he's definitely worth something and definitely more valuable than what it would take to get him. And coming in at number 1 on our top 5 tight ends to grab in your Madden franchise is Irv Smith Jr. I had Smith on the list his rookie year, and my point still remains. He has speed, he can do damage after the catch, and he has no weakness in his catching to start you off. Star development, 23 years old, he's the best of the rest, and you should make a priority to grab him the first chance you get. Sorry sports gamers, do you agree with the list? And if not, what's a lower rated player that you have developed into something so far in this young Madden 22 season? Let me know in the comments down below. And stay tuned here at Sports Gamers Online for more Madden 22 content. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And once you're with us, hit that bell icon at the bottom so you don't miss anything we put out. Alright people, I'm Chris. Thank you all for watching, and be good y'all.